A young man came to a wise master. In his eyes were exhaustion, confusion, and a longing for peace. He bowed his head and said, "Master, I have read countless books, traveled far in search of answers. Yet my heart still feels heavy, anxious, and restless. Please teach me how to be free in my mind." The wise master did not reply. He simply poured tea into the cup in front of the young man. The water rose higher and higher until it spilled over. Startled, the young man exclaimed, "Master, the cup is full. Why do you keep pouring?" The master smiled gently. "Just like your mind. When it is already too full of worries, comparisons, and expectations, how can there be room for peace?" The young man sat in silence, a sense of unease stirring within him. Softly, he asked, "Then, how can I empty my mind, Master?" The wise man still gave no direct answer. Instead, he led the young man into the garden behind the house. There was a small pond. Its water was once crystal clear, but now covered with fallen leaves. The master picked up a branch and stirred the water. Immediately, it turned murky. Then, he let go of the branch, stood still, and smiled. "Do you see? The more we try to clean the pond by stirring it, the cloudier it becomes. But when we let go, the water clears on its own." The young man was struck silent. He felt something deeply familiar, yet hard to name. They walked further, into an old room cluttered with broken things. Sunlight struggled to squeeze through the cracks of the window. The master asked, "If you want the light to fill this space, do you need to bring in another lamp? Or simply open the door and clear out the old?" Looking around, the young man understood. The room was an image of his own mind, packed with memories, expectations, comparisons, leaving no space for peace. At last, they stopped beneath an ancient tree. The master picked up a fallen leaf and placed it in the young man's hand. "Remember, you don't need to force yourself to add something new. Inner freedom comes when you dare to let go. Let go like the falling leaf. Let go like the still pond. Let go like the room with its open door." The young man clenched the leaf, his eyes glistening. He began to realize peace is not something to search for outside, but the space we create within. He sat under the tree, eyes half closed, as his heart grew quiet. He recognized that all this time, he had been chasing peace, as if it were a treasure hidden far away. But in truth, peace had never left. It was only buried beneath layers of worry, fear, and endless desire. The master spoke slowly. "Your mind is like this teacup. If it is always filled with comparisons, judgments, and noise, it cannot receive clarity. You don't need to learn more, own more, achieve more. What you need is to empty it." Those words felt like a breeze clearing away the fog in the young man's heart. He quietly asked himself, and it is a question for each of us, what am I still holding in my mind that no longer serves me? How many worries, how many expectations, how many old memories are weighing me down? And what is the one thing that, if I let go today, would make my heart feel lighter? Suddenly, he saw it clearly. Peace does not come from adding more. Peace comes from letting go. The young man left the garden of the wise master, but inside him, a new door had opened. He no longer felt the need to seek more. What he needed was simply to release, little by little, like dropping stones from a backpack that had grown too heavy. And in that release, he discovered a gentle emptiness in his mind. An emptiness that was not frightening. On the contrary, it was the very place where peace could take root. The master had once said, "Inner freedom is not about gaining a new key. It is about laying down the old chains." Close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and exhale slowly. Imagine you are holding a small stone in your hand, symbolizing the burden you carry. Then, gently let that stone fall into a still pond within your mind. Watch the water. It gradually returns to clarity. And so will you. If this story touched you, I invite you to journey further with me through more healing tales at Life Motivation Tales. Because sometimes you don't have to go far to find peace. You only need to empty your mind.